Hello everyone, I am Pramod and welcome to my channel My Cricket Turf. So today's topic is on an attacking shot that the batsman would play against the spinners, especially on a flighted Goodland delivery. Yes, you guessed it right, it is a step out and drive. So step out and drive is an attacking shot, yes, and it comes with a hint of risk. The risk is that you are leaving the crease to get to the pitch of the ball. Let us see today why do we play a step out and drive, when do we play it, and how do we play it. 80 to 90% of the spinners, they need to get into a rhythm to bowl these Goodland deliveries. And once they get into the rhythm, it is very difficult for a batsman to maneuver those shots from the Goodland to get singles, doubles or a boundary. That is when we can use a step out and drive, where we can disturb the rhythm of the bowler and make sure that we are still getting runs even if he or she is bowling the Goodland spot. So when do we play step out and drive? It is when the spinner is taking a flighted trajectory to attack you and you see that the ball is above your eye line. That is when you step out and get to the pitch of the ball to drive. The reason why we specified on the eye line and the ball coming over it is because that is when you get enough time to get to the pitch of the ball and then maneuver those singles, doubles or even a boundary. The third and the most important question, how do you play a step out and drive? Let us see the basics of step out and drive. First thing is the stance. At the stance, our weight is evenly distributed between both the legs. At this point, it is important that we slightly transfer the weight to the back leg to free up the front leg, because it's a shot where you're going to take 2 steps to reach to the pitch of the ball. It is very important that the first step is taken in a very spontaneous way. Hence, we would slightly transfer the weight here to make this free and so that we can get to the pitch of the ball. So once after the slight transfer of weight to the back foot, it is time for us to take the first stride. There are 2 key things that we have to keep in mind. First thing is, the first stride should be within the stump line. Okay? And the second thing is, the stride length should be a bigger one comparative to the next stride. The reason is, this is an attempt to get closer to the ball, not to the line of the ball, get closer to the ball within the line of the stumps. The reason why I said we have to take the first stride, a longer one and within the stump line is, let me show you a demo. If you are getting into the stump line, the next step can be based on the line of the ball, which is maybe your leg side or off side. But only if you are in the stump line this is possible. Imagine I am stepping down on the leg side. The moment I step down here and then I realize it's far away, there are chances of me getting stumped. It can be the same on the other side. If I step out on the off side and then I realize it's on the leg side, there are chances of me missing the ball again. So this being a shot where we are stepping out of our crease, we have to make sure that we are taking the safe measure of first stride being in the stump line. So after the first stride, it is time for the crossover. Let me show you how do you do the crossover. After the first stride, it's important that the back foot goes right behind the front foot. It doesn't go in front of it. Let me explain you why. When you take your first stride, the front foot, and then take this back foot behind, you stay in the side-on position. Let me show you what happens if I take it forward like this. My shoulder opens up. We have to continue in the side-on position because the next step would be a position where we'll end up driving the ball. And while driving, we have to be side-on. So we are into the last stride. After the first stride and the crossover, let us see how do we get to the pitch of the ball to drive it along the ground. The first stride, the longer one, and the crossover, and now we are in the pitch of the ball to drive it. Here, you maintain all the laws of front foot drive, which is being side on, head on top of your toe, and finishing the full face of the bat, showing the full face of the bat to the ball. You have to make sure that through this journey of reaching to the ball, this head level is maintained and it is forward because you have to move forward. Yeah. Apart from the first transfer weight back, throughout you are going to maintain the head position so that at the final stride you have your head right on top of the ball to play it along the ground. So the head position travels in a straight plane throughout.